The tally is kept in silence. The alleyways in shadow. Under the lantern a line. The sodium light wraps the weak flame. The rail underfoot is cold. In the mud like the law. The ledger, a line without indentation. It is written clearly. Steps along the concrete path. The door is closed by the lock. The key is in the basement. The ring of the bell, a matter of seconds, the case is closed. The ring under the sodium. We are on business. The furnace smokes in the warehouse. The chain jingles in time. Under the platform, ice and stains from the pack. The bell doesn't tear at the door, but it hears the oaths. Moisture on the concrete, a fresh seal. The rivets are rusting. Frost on the walls, the seal is set. The traces won't be erased from the streets. The lantern carries a halo, rarely goes out. The tally by the oath is kept under the bell, it is quiet. The ring under the sodium. We're on business. The key in the palm, steel is colder than words. The staircase, an echo under the foot. The basement keeps the silence, evenly and strictly. The iron hammer has moved, the business is marked. The shadow on the wall, a code, a signature in the book. The stained concrete whispers about the rules. A double chain, the whistle at the station drowns it out. The bell guards the memory, it is silent but it calls. The ring under the sodium. We are on business. The rails clang in the smoke. The overpass is proud, heaviness in the air. A trace of debts, the window glows dimly. A reflection of the oath. The lantern on the platform, shadows in the crowd. The rivets on the door, building the memory. The code is written in blood. In the ledger, the bell is lonely. A witness under the snow. The door is closed hard. There is no entry anymore. The ring under the sodium. We are on business. The ledger does not lie, the lines are like a burden. The shovel at the threshold, the sign of ancient dealings. The seal on the contract, an iron line. The clock on the platform counts the silence. Moisture on the concrete, traces of those who were caught. The smell of sodium in the air chills the blood. The bell rings once in every confession. We're closing the tally, key in hand, the business is counted. The ring under the sodium. We are on business. The alleyway hides the answer and the seal. The old lock click, the right to sleep. The rail stopped at the point, ice beats against the steel. The bell rings precisely, the oath will not leave. Shadows glide on the wall, the chain holds the pace. The warehouse keeps the word of steel, of flesh. The door is not open, the code is sealed by blood. The bell in the sodium, the voice of the streets is frozen. The ring under the sodium. We are on business. We are on business. Yeah. The chain in the warehouse, raw ice, dust on the rivets. The shackle is dead like the weight of promised deal. In the shadow of the gate, a clear lock on the slab. The key isn't needed, decisions are weighed without words. Frost rolls over the steel, like time over a dossier. The glass is dim, the lantern throws a halo on the wall. In the drums, silence, the work moves without extra words. The chain holds not the door, but the weight of promises and debt. The chain holds not the door, but the weight of promises and debt. The rails creak, here every step is by the protocol. The platform is silent, only the echo of concrete thoughts. The slack underfoot is frozen, like a clear plan. The ledger, pages stitched by mechanics. Frost holds the seal, we are on business. Without extra words, the lock is in. Oil corrosion doesn't joke with ghost. The staircase, a shadow hides behind the rails. The chain is tightly bound to the warehouse and its silence. The chain holds not the door, but the weight of of promises and debt. We play by the rules, not a step to the side. The shadow of the alleyway is cold, the glass is dirty, not clean. The hammer ticks with a hardened sound on the metal. The tally is kept, everyone holds their oath flawlessly. The frozen cable is silent under the written schedule. The platform is sterile, we are here by the protocol. The seal is set, the oath is written under the stamp. The chain rarely breaks, only when all effects are spent. The chain holds not this rule, but the weight of promises and debt. The key in the palm, the weight of responsibility in the fingers. The overpass sounds under the heaviness of the long wait. The rivets are firm, a testament to the harsh wind. The warehouse is draped in frost like an archive of unshakable truths. The lantern is flecked with reflections on the cold surface. The steps of the staircase are worn from walking for the dead. The rails vibrate but hold the line strictly. The chain does not break, its burden is heavier than steel. The chain holds not the door, the weight of promises and debt. The door is tightly locked with no right to error. The lantern shadow, the silence of cold formalities, it is written in the book. Every debt is taken under control. The case is closed like the shackle on the chain at the gate. The promises along with the dust are covered in frost. Without extra words, the protocol plays out possessively. The chain is hard as steel, it needs no justifications. The warehouse is not open to those who have not taken on the weight. The chain holds not the door, but the weight of promises and debt. The shackle, the chain, the lock at the post, they don't flinch. The city whispers in the wires of cold shadow. The seal on the document, a matter of seconds is decided. The rails draw the eyes into the gloom of the platform. The promises, a steel weight in the cold silence. The ledger, a clear lesson in discipline. The chain holds the burden, which even ice will not weaken. The chain holds not the door, but the weight of promises and debt. The chain holds not the door, but the weight of promises and debt. Ledger under a cracked neon. The case is closed, one line, the key is on the table. The icy cover is a shelf of wet tracks. Fingers slide there where everything's frozen in shadow. The platform pulls the rails, the door is locked, the seal is set. The report is on a black and white background. The lock is silent, eyes stealing the cold guys, we're on business. The trace on the ice is signed between the lines of the old book. The conflict is smeared over the platform, shadow and a ring under one neon. Dust, the lantern in the half-light. The yard keeps its silence in the death creaks of the rails. The last entry, one signature closed. The key on the palm in the warehouse. The fates are decided. A cold hammer knocks behind the back without extra words. Still protocol. The shadow on the wall, the seal is beneath it. Further without witnesses. Here is the ledger, sign of the tally. Ice on the edges. A door without a lock, but with the protective system. The roll of the rail is by a ghost. Points of control, the city whispers through the wires. A thin ring, a hand leaves a warm imprint inside the rails. And lanterns cut the darkness in an instant. All deals under the cover of half-forgotten light. We are here on business, the key is twisted in the chain. Silence is the law, the protocol is clean. All is signed without witnesses. The ledger waits under the cracked light. One trace, the case closed. A precise night's move, the alleyway holds a cold. The lantern blinks, the seal and the letter a trace that will disturb the peace. Elbow on the table, a breath on the steel. One man on edge and take without noise. Icy stains of words. A rusty hammer, frost stretched out in the lantern line further without words. The door is closed under the cold. The rail will not bend, we are on business. The ledger is stiff with frost on its pages. Under the broken neon, the fingers are the only trace. A black glove on the rail, a matter of seconds. Hand in hand, but no witnesses. We're on business. The overpass shimmers dimly. The lantern presses down the light. The seal is set. The key is in the pocket. The case is closed. The platform is empty. The iron chills the palm. The lock on the door is silent. A signal without extra words. The ledger keeps the records, but here there is silence. The glove on the rail. A part of me was left there. The glove on the rail. A matter of seconds. Behind me, the alleyway. A long shadow on the wall. The hammer falls silent in the ears. The sound is deferred as dead. The warehouse is in the frosty air. The shackle is frozen in the rail. No words, only steel and the protocol of a new game. The key is on the palm, the lock is surrendered, but the door is not open. First there was the gesture, firm, cold as ice. The steps dissolved in the fog. No one noticed. The glove remained. Proof beyond words. The glove on the rail. A matter of seconds. The rail is covered in frost. Like a memory, the scene is frozen. The iron frame of the city, everything is subject to GOST. They silently measure time to the ringing of bells. The underpass, this is no place for loud words. To seal the case in the ledger is like giving an oath. The debt is secured by a chain. It doesn't break, doesn't surrender. The glove on the rail, an imprint without witnesses. The trace remained there, where they won't find it or ask the name. The glove on the rail. A matter of seconds. The door is locked, shadows merge with the metal of the yard. The path is closed, but the business in the hand that won't betray the vow. The lantern over the staircase goes out. The night measures out the terms, attention to detail. This is the language of the streets, without words. The key in the iron palm, a sign of who is the boss here. The city is silent, like a witness with no right to show. The black glove, a slice of the past in the code of the rail. A discreet toss, left outside the protocol. The glove on the rail. A matter of seconds. The substation yard is empty. Only the wind rustles a sheet. The rivets on the rail gleam. The sealed story without witnesses. The oath remained in a steel embrace. Frostbitten fingers, a sign of one who knows the price. The chain jingle quietly. Silence breathes between the words. The platform is closed. The lock lies on the concrete. The glove is alive, in it, a part of him who passed through the steel. The trace is weathered but unchanged, with no right to rail. At the stake here, left outside the protocol. The glove on the rail. A matter of seconds. The staircase thickens the shadow that goes into the night. The slag on the ground is cold, like a look without excuses. The hand squeezed the glove, the final signature on the case, far from being just a street. But a part of the soul was left there. The hammer is silent, the rail is frozen. In this sign is the answer. We don't shout, we don't explain. The protocol is always alive. The glove on the rail, a testimony in the night yard. The hand went further, leaving a trace outside of publicity. The glove on the rail, a matter of seconds. Knife on the wall, the voice without extra words. The blade shines with blue neon in the night. In the alleyway, the lantern leaves a shadow on the concrete. The rails dimly ring under the weight of empty wagons. The key is in the pocket, we keep order as the standard. A scar on the steel, the tally's kept without conversation. Not a threat, an instrument, the word is precise business. Scratches in the memory, the ledger is silent. The knife blade flickers, the blue light is reflected. The platform is in fog, a cold moon over the yard. The lock on the doors hold the silence like an oath. Under the staircase a chain jingles, beating out the count. The ledger is closed, the seal is in its place. The knife is not a traitor, it serves strictly and without words. The city whispers in the wires, the lantern floods with light. A matter of seconds, the dead is frozen in the winter wine. The knife is open, but not for a fight. It has become work. Rivets on the rails, the lantern draws the edges. The overpass is smoking, the cold cuts straight through. The key lies on the concrete slab of the station nearby. Thin scratches, traces of history in the steel. The door holds a world beyond words. We are without extra words. The ring of the bell will echo far beyond the line. The knife is summons to silence in the business. The tallies kept precisely. Rails in the rain, the reflection of neon on the wet wall. The platform or position, the steps that follow the protocol. The knife is not a phantom, not a shadow, it is still in function. The hammer strikes, even the lock does not need blood. The key turns quietly, the door is locked tight. In the shadow of the lantern, an oath is drawn without extra phrases. The knife an instrument, not a threat. History is behind the defeat. The scars on the blade, the silence, it all speaks for itself. In secret, the knife is in plain sight. The case is closed, the basement staircase creaks underfoot. The light flickers, the seal is set. The ledger is motionless, strict. The chain on the gates, the limit for strangers in the night. The knife is like a line of fate, sharp and cold. The lantern goes out, but the light does not disappear inside. The dead, we are on business. In the shadow, there is no place for words. The ringing of locks, this is the voice of the streets, heavy and honest. Knife on the wall, the voice without extra words. History's in the scratches, silence is the only answer. The lantern just shadows, the metal gleams in the fingers. The door is closed, the steps count the time to be silent. The ledger awaits the next sealed act. The rails cold, the path is hard, but the choice is made. The knife, not a threat, but a protocol. The sign of the standard, the case is closed. We are on business, all is under control. All is under control. Steel door, without extra words, check the code. The knock is coordinated with the glance. Entry is not a question. The rail underfoot is falling silent. This is the platform for those who keep the tally precisely, with no right to error. Under the lantern, the shadow on the wall, a sign in oil and rust. The lock holds the line, the key is hidden in the safe tightly. The chain will not break it. The protocol calls without an answer. You can't break the door with force. Only the code and the glance will pass. The tally is kept. The door is under lock. The alleyway breathes in the cold. The staircase is steel frame. Every scar on the metal, a fighter's signature on the canvas. The ledger, the column, the entries on a random. The seal is set. The lock guards the silence of the yard. The platform, the overpass. The air's compressed to the limit. The lantern burns down in the shadow. The gaze freezes on high. The key in hand, not a toy. The hammer rings on the rail. The door a test for those who came with no right to return. The tally is kept, the door is under lock. The eye is frozen on the wet metal. I am reading the signs, the chain is strong, the shackle is locked. No one without the cipher, every trace, not a wound, a signature left in the night. The rail code runs underfoot, a check without words. The lantern casts a halo, icy and grim. In the oil under concrete sky lurks the cold tally, the legend, the domain protocol, line by line, chain lock, password entry. Here is only by oath, a matter of seconds. The door doesn't argue, the lantern flickers weakly on the door. Scars like facts, the key clicks quietly. The signal is received on time. Every knock is programmed, every glance a question. The path is open only to those who know the summary and can wait. The rail is cold, the hammer knocks dully in the heart of the room. The ledger, a map that leads to the concrete. The door doesn't like fuss or lies, here everything is by ghost. The lock fell silent, the hands have met. We are moving on business. A matter of seconds, the door doesn't argue. A sticker on the door, a signature, not a scar, not a mistake. It's a sign that someone was here leaving their account. No glistens on the chain, the lantern burns dimly. The alleyway knows the doors are not open for everyone. The rusty rail whispers, the hammer, an echo in the darkness. The key on the palm, the protocol with the oath is observed. The platform waits for those who hold the standard and are silent. Entry is checked, the door is strong, the case is close. Entry is checked, the case is G-closed. The eye at the door is still focused. It glanced like a check, the knock and code. The steps are counted without extra words. Under the metal shield, the night does not forgive mistakes. The hammer drives the standard into the concrete with nails. The lantern is distant and cold. The chain knows no mercy. The ledger is closed. The seal is quiet in the shadow. The steel door, not for everyone. The choice here is not random. The code belongs to those who became a part of this world. Entries checked, the case is closed. platform in the half-light. The case is closed, the lantern dims, the shadow creeps under the rail. At 2 a.m, no departure, no start, no lies. The key in the pocket chills the palms to a creep. Silence is the main law, the lock is on the door. Shadows gather there where they wait without hurry. The door is locked forever, the tally is kept strictly. The platform holds the art of slow breathing. The shadow gathers the shadows further without words. The hammer of the rail beats dully in the concrete. Basing every step is weighed, every glance like a burden. The priority is distance, a cold scale. The lock hisses slowly, the glass is fog. In the ledger every step is written without a date. The lantern draws lines between the living and the shadows. The platform a machine gun of silence at the gate. The train will not stop, the attempt to slow down is a matter of seconds. The glass with frozen frost, the gaze is empty and heavy. Time whispers his rules. Don't run, don't breathe. In the chain of streets, every shackle is a code for recognition. The seal is set, the column is closed. The responsibility is in the quiet. The keys released through the archive. The platform, a waiting zone. The wind plays with the rails as with a heavy chain. Every listener is out of the zone, no one will get close. The city blocks the sounds, the remnants of the signal are at the limit. The alleyway is closed, the platform, the last perimeter. Silence squeezes the skin in the window, only smoking nights. The bell in the heart of the train does not ring for a holiday. The door with the lock, the protocol is done. No one will be let in. The ledger remembers the riddle under the cover of night. The smell of steel and oil, the formula of life's rules. Light and shadow, where the theme spans without sound. Key on the palm, the door, no questions, time is a debt. The platform a point of silence, underfoot. The metal holds the form of reality. The shadow flows down and becomes heavy water. The platform doesn't forgive a mistake. Here they count harshly, the rail is frozen, but holds the last order of the hours. The lantern, the starting point, the steps go with no right to fail. On the clock is 2, time becomes the weight of a pennant. The platform shadow is dense, the tally is kept. The lantern's halo cuts the half like the noise is beyond the threshold. The rise, the load, the weight, all on the clear pulse. The lock with the key, the guard, the mute edge of a world without words. The platform seems like a diagonal between light and dark. A stack of documents in the ledger, like a note beyond the limits. The night slowly freezes, someone hits the glass with a flicker. The platform time on pause, so no one crosses the line. Lantern over the overpass, the case is closed. A cold halo in the shadow, still instead of faces. The ringing of booming voices, shipping in the tally. But the faces are hidden, the doors are under lock. The key on the palm, a cold protocol. Under the overpass bridge, the seal is set. The lantern does not blink, it shines without words. The rules here are a speech that is not written in the book. Lantern over the overpass, the case is closed. The rails below, a rusty hammer in hand, steps on the platform, the jingle of chains and the keywords here are in order. We're on business, the silence, the shadow plays on the concrete, ice and steel. The ledger keeps the strictness and the tally. The lantern, the cold watch over the emptiness. He sees the witches hidden in the night, without names. In the overpass there, silence under the ringing, a booming voice, but the faces are like ghost rivets. I'm under the weight of the night. The seal on the door, a matter of seconds. The key, a pattern of steel, no fire inside. The lantern, a single shackle on the dark bridge. It does not give in, it is like iron. It shines with gold, a witness to the hard rules. The cold lantern, the flicker of the half-light. The cold rail breaks the silence below. Under the overpass, a halo without mistakes. In a world where words are the quiet statue. The shackle holds the door, the seal is not torn. The hammer knocks, the question was closed long ago. The lantern burns without a glance or emotion. It is the sign that the decision was made here. Under the overpass, an icy lantern. The cold wind drives the smoke into the void. The cable rings on high like a codex. The thread of fate holds the prescribed debt. The ledger, all lines are in place. No sound will help to confuse the essence. The lantern, a lonely witness of the night. It shines when the faces are hidden forever. Lantern, over the overpass. The case is closed, the light is cold without shadows or deception. And every voice, the protocol is built in. But the faces are silenced, the door are locked. We do as we must, under the strict fire. The key in hand, the tally is kept without words. The lantern does not blink, strictness is the only law. Here everything is decided, further without witnesses. Cable on the roof, it's important. Both ends serve, the shadow glides on the concrete. The lantern's light is dim behind the back. Not a whisper, hear the talish kept without words. The rail on the platform hums like a heart, it does not sleep. In black oil, the watch, hands and gloves have grown cold. The door is locked on the lock. The seal holds the line. The connection is indirect. The cold splashes from the edge of the roofs. The cable stealing all the trace on the fingers. It left everything. The cable holds the bridges. The game is played by GOST. The lantern reflects the oil in the labyrinths of the stations. The alleyway is silent. Key in pocket, a matter of seconds. The rail and rivet, traces on long worn sheets. The ledger, a storehouse of precise lines on the map. The wave hums, the sign waits, no double opinions. The debt is like a chain, it won't break when both are needed there. The cable is steel, passage where the connection is a mat for the hands. A passerby won't notice, only the shadows are known. The warehouse in the depth of the yard, the watch is ready without words. The bell in the distance is silent, it knows the business is by the book. The lock on the door won't flinch, the key lies with me. The control zone is steel, the oil sticks to the gloves. The platform shines dimly, the overpass looks down. An enemy won't break the cable if both ends are not waiting. The shadow on the wall moves, the case is closed, the word is given. Oil is left there, where steel whispers of business. The staircases and frosted traces won't show the weight. The rail underfoot hums, the connection is transmitted without words. The lantern shines low, only the last key is needed. The lock will clamp down if someone didn't follow the protocol. The tally is kept, the knots on the cable, a check in time. The cable is stretched tight, every knot is a guarantee. A matter of seconds and the connection broken. If there's a failure in the link, the cable, a line in a gray world, the night starts to count. The overpass hears the whisper, where the sheriff's decided. The key in hand, a sign of readiness. The path will not turn. The yard and the underpass, a wall of concrete sheets. The hammer behind the back strikes, the rails will respond with a ring. The seal on the document, steel is invested in the business. Not a step back, not a word. The bundle has work again. The cable is black and oil, it holds resilience and debt. Cable on the roof, it's important. Both ends serve, the shadow glides on the concrete. The lantern's light is dim, the tally is kept, key in palm. The door is without questions, the bell in the distance, an echo of past deeds. The bell yearn is cold, the oil on the finger, signs of the worker. Percent by percent, steps on the staircase to know it. Tomorrow's a matter of seconds, the seal is already set. The cable holds the bridges, it follows the line strictly, yeah. Key in the palm, questions. The entrance is behind the lock where the cold law is. The steel hammer beats in the rhythm of the overpass. The seal is set, the tally is kept strictly. A loop of the chain closes the circles. The shadow on the wall and the lantern flickers dimly. Here the vault keeps the protocol without errors. We are on business, further without witnesses. The tally is kept, the case is closed forever. The ledger, it sheets with no right to tear away. The rail under the asphalt, the steel nerve of the underground. The door without a key, the night of a cold appall. The rivet in the metal, a point on the memory. The alleyway, the warehouse, the focal points of the world. All protocol, every step like an order. We do as we must, without extra words. In the lock, a rusty hammer with frosty shimmers. A sound that won't be repeated, still without compromise. The key in the palm, the answer in the cold silence. The underpass, a shadow on the concrete freefall. The rails lead only there, where there is silence, where the protocol become the last word in the rule. The vault is not just a safe, but the essence of discipline. Here the lock is a voice that cannot be heard. The ring of the bell, this is a world beyond words. Control under steel, where there is cold in every sheet. The platform fades and the lantern lowers. The seal is hidden in the tightly sealed book. Rivets with rails, a chain with no retreat. The warehouse is under guard, nothing is forgotten. The vault is a code where words only imply. The standard without emotion, where the shield is not crushed. Further without witnesses and extra revelations. The key is in the pocket, the business is on the steps of memory. Forbidden access, a closed protocol. The staircase, an icy concrete cold. The frostbitten hammer resolves the questions, where every knot is stronger than steel and words. The vault, a sealed sign of discipline. Here every step is still cold in order. K in the palm, the door, no questions. The iron lock, tally is kept precisely. The steps lead into the darkness without answers. Silence is the sign, the protocol in the ledger. The lantern flickers, the cold hits the rails of the city. The hammer is closed and the seal stands like a wall. The vault, a wordless watch of the night steps. We are on business, further without witnesses. Passion shovel, the aging gray dust quietly by the wall. The traces are under control and memories hidden. What is better to forget than the city rain pours? Metallic ring and the keys in the pocket. The lock holds the secret, the door is closed. There the tally is kept strictly. We are on business here, silence is an oath. The seal is set and the case was closed long ago. The shovel still in dust, a step between the shadows. Forgotten in the warehouse like an unnoticed fight. The rail is wrung out, the stage remained in the blood. The lantern flickers half light on the concrete. A pitiful debt to race, to leave no trace in the ledger. The column is silent under the lock. The door is on the latch by the count. It all added up for the slag and frost. A matter of seconds to hide it without extra words. The shovel lies in the shadow under the overpass. The cold rail whispers, the knife is dull, but the memory is precise in its calculations. The empty platform keeps the routine edges. The shackle on the chain, the door is locked for the night. We will not return. The line was erased by silence. Smoke over the yard, the seal is pressed without words. The case is closed, a trace remained in the memory. The shovel assigned that the business will not be repeated. Underfoot, snow and asphalt. Under the land the key will turn. If they forget about the death on the staircase, the light burns dimly, a rusty rivet, the age of a measured step. The depot illuminates the flicker of the glass. The seal is written on the report's column, further without witnesses. The pages are closed, the shovel is in dust. The edges if petrified.
5 beyond the half-light, the warehouse in the door, solid ice. A distant bell will echo with a shadow. The strict protocol teaches us to be silent. The ring on the finger has woven the chain of fates. The lantern over the yard, bright and cold. The hammer is beating the last report of time. We are in business without noise and extra words. Ash and shovel, the business is not words. The door is sealed, the key remained in the hand. The alleyway sleeps, the shadow will not light up. The ledger is silent, the terms are closed. The rails are forgotten, all the old traces. The lock is in place, the tally is kept quietly. The case is closed, the sign is placed on that. The shovel in the dust, the memory keeps it silently. Star Russian gangster rap, gangster noir, dark trap, cinematic underground, English lyrics, immediate hook. Track 1 is a punch, halftime beat, 68 BPM. Hard-hitting kick drum, driving 808 sub. Crisp dry snare, sparse hi-hat, spoken word, main male, local. Slow so.
A ring on the water, the business, no questions. The lantern's halo cuts the night like an iron throw. The pond under the bridge reflects steel, wet concrete is our sheet. The lock is closed, no one will enter. We answer by the tally. The sound like a hammer strike resolves the dispute in silence. The underpass, here the immutable codex is executed. The key in hand has long been frozen. The platform waits further without witnesses. The ring has fallen. A check mark in the ledger, no answer is heard clearer. The sound of the ring, a matter of seconds, all is under control, we are in business. The rail is silent, but remembers the ring, a harbinger of unspoken words. The lantern flickers, the shadow lies flat at the staircase, the current dies down. There are no seals, but the contract did not fail, the case is closed with an iron weight. The platform, a storehouse of the codex, a chain does not break, does not allow failure. The hammer knocks, the shackle holds the strictness. Nothing is louder than the sound of the ring. The overpass pulls the light down. The trace of compromise is unseen, but forever. The key lock is silent, all is decided. We count the time in silence. In the ring's reflection, an oath that cannot be spoken aloud. A dimly lit yard where every step is like an entry in the ledger. The door is strong, the seal is on the lock, a signal without extra words or fuss. The water under the bridge pulses with an echo, a contract between shadows and light. The rail is cold but strong, like the rule that stands guard over order. The lantern shadow embraces the concrete. Here are their own laws, without exceptions. The ring falls, the sound strikes precisely. The hearts keep the tally without witnesses. The key in the palm, access to the secret protocols of the city that will not wait. The machine gun of the bell is silenced. The challenge is broken in the heart of the underground tier. The lock holds, the chain did not flinch. The yard is ready for a new day without extra words. The warehouse is closed under a seal of iron, and the rudeness of steel, our contract is sealed. Slag on the platform, traces of steps that left their obligations. The ring, a sign of seriousness, reflection of answers under the blanket of light. The key is slow, but at any moment it will work. A clean mechanism of GOST.
The rise under the overpass, order here is more important than the debatable noise of the streets. The case is closed. The sound of the ring sounds, a contract is signed with no right of repetition. The ring of the ring, a sharp cord of silence that unites the word protocols. The underpass, the place where trust is an iron law. On the threshold, the keys lie on the table, but a decision has fallen in the puddle without flaw. There are no seals, but the execution is firm in the cold hands. Faces in Noir. The rail is silent, it serves like the codex of old ledgers of orders. The city whispers in the wires, but hear only the ring of the ring, and I step the ring. The center of the agreement that must not reach the light of day. The door is closed, we are here on business time to count. The sound of the hammer is the answer. A ring on the water, a business, no questions. By the tally it added up and it's closed. The contract and the cold light of the lantern. The key jingles the chain, but a sharp ear hears only the belated ring. Under the concrete shadow, the shackle holds the city. The seal is placed in the protocol. The rail, a line of fate that binds us to the silence of obligations. The platform meets the steel rhythm of steps, a matter of seconds, and the case is closed. The ring is fallen, and the echo pierces the darkness of the underpass with strictness. We are on business, and the ring of the ring sounds until the city has forgotten the codex.
Yeah. The seal on the glass, the case is closed. The glass is dirty, whoever saw knows. The door is locked, a rivet in the chain, key in the palm. We are silent without extra words. The overpass smolders in the dim fire. The lantern cast cold shadow. We set the seal clearly to move on. This is not the start, it's a matter of seconds here. They act, they don't talk, the seal is set. The rail underfoot rings coldly. It was written in the ledger long ago. The protocol is precise, the connection is broken. The hammer's in oil, the steel is flawless. The key seal is in the lock, the case closed. The seal holds the city in a concrete embrace, not a step back. Further without witnesses, stains on the glass, traces of the day before. The alleyway is silent, the snow has fallen thick. The platform breathes with the heavy silence. The seal on the glass, a sign of the end of the speech. They harness the chains, the keys come alive. The rivets information do not let you leave. The bell rings dimly in the yard, the seal is stamped. The windows are closed, leather seal on the glass, a barrier and a border. The warehouse in the half-light keeps our secrets. The door reminds, points of the foundation. The ring of the rail is precise, all is under control. The frosted lantern, the point of the question. The underpass will not say a word. The seal grips the cold on the glass tighter. There is no answer. The start is where there are no burrows. The key in the lock, the gate is heavy. Even the business is conducted without extra questions. The ledger, 11 lines, every sheet is steel dance like ice. The rivet is driven, the hammer is indestructible. The seal is not the beginning, it is the point in the tally. The overpass waits for the final countdown. The yard under the snow is silent as always. Yeah. The seal on the glass, the case is closed. The seal is placed precisely, no one will pass. The key to the lock,
code without compromise. The lantern shadow, a sign for our own. The door has hidden the answers inside. The rail is stopped, the business is at an end. The seal is not removed, a signature on the sheet. The end of the conversation, another game.
A match on the chip-top business without extra word. Under the staircase where the coal holds the concrete cover. The rails are silent, the lantern shines dimly, missing the mark. The lock on the door is hidden the intentions without flashes. The seal on the protocol, a pause that is worth a century. The keys in no hurry, it knows the price of waiting. The glass freezes in the shadow, time is our ally. We are on business. The match is silent as fire, it's patience. A quiet storm in the rebar, the breaking of steps on the staircase. A shovel of peace in the hands when the tally is kept. The match in the corners like a word that wasn't spoken. The rivet beside the shape holds everything in an iron lock. The alleyway holds the shadow, a step in the silence without her. As the ledger calls, the line will contain the payment. The seal stands like a blow that measured its own voice. Further without witnesses, the slag burned up in the silence. The rail pierces the night, cold but true like a note. The match lies unburned in the facets of the lost tiles. The doors closed, key in pocket, the question was removed long ago. The overpass groans with the wind, the mute protocol of the void. The lock knows to wait. This is like a shot without a shot. Under the lantern in the corner, a small fire that waited in the shadow. Chain knocks with a gentle echo. We're moving without hurry, we out on business. The business is the silence that warms small, strong. The glass trembles under the weight of steps and rain. The match lies. Its history is carefully hidden. The key is on the lock, a warning that the holdback means everything. The underground yard keeps reserves of iron endurance. The seal is pressed, not a reason, but the result of decision. The staircase, a gradation of expectations. Indoors the lantern flickers in silence. The light makes the diagnosis a matter of seconds. Patience is turned into flame. The hammer in the hand froze like a verdict in the left palm. The match is cold like ice on the chip tile under the wall. The platform is motionless, only the race of your thoughts. The ledger keeps the tally, which is in no hurry with an answer. The lock does not give up, it holds a cold seal of the borders. The rail measures time, the steps are steady, pulse of reason. The alleyway whispers the codex, a word that is not questioned. We are on business, the match is dead, but its light lives in the flame. The lantern draws circles of light where the match still waits for the strike. The door is locked. Key in hand, patience is the highest law. The overpass hides the path created by pain and steel. The ring embraces time, a protocol without extra words. The cold slack holds within it the voice of past days. The match is signed, the flaming mechanism waiting. The seal is set, the doors closed, the business is under lock. Further without witnesses, patience is the fire within. Further without witnesses, patience is the fire within.
A steel lock stands without extra words. The key is in the pocket. The business was decided long ago. Behind the door the voice is gone into the half-light. The case is closed. You can't tear off the seal. The rails are silent under the icy snow. The lantern flickers dimly in the yard. The lock has swallowed the word like a final shield. We are in business. Silence without a lantern. Lock on the door. The case is closed. Scraps of phrases. The overpass without witness. The warehouse keeps the silence like a legend. The words went round the corner into the cold alleyway. Shadows watch the lock on the dead warehouse. The rivet holds so that a crack does not break through. The code is signed, the term is held like gust. The staircase does not forgive mistakes. seal on the door. The debt is extended without words. The steel lock is shut. The shackle put a point to the whisper of secret words. The door fell silent, only the ring of the heavy lock. The ledger holds the seal behind its back. A match won't light, no chance for fire inside. The rails hum tightly, not opening the passage. The underpass meets with silence. The key in the palm, so many times squeezed and thrown, but only the lock decides who will leave. The lock holds the silence. The contract is fixed in the cold light. The lantern remembers the steps on the platform long ago. The chain is on the bolt, confidence in the patrol. The door does not give up, the half-light has become thick. The rusty hammer, in the night the ringing froze. The platform is empty, this is the steel cannon. The shadow on the wall floats under the hum of the wires. The ravet cracks, but holds the connection of iron. The lock has no right of rollback, the word is gone. Time is imprinted in the metal. The revet has swallowed the last order. The overpass remembers the vigil, the legend. The key is now silence, not a step forward. The door is forbidden, the passage of empty voices. The seal is set, the slag of information will not pass inside. The alleyway filters the cold of the street dreams. The lock holds the word, as steel does not give in. Lock on the door, lock on the door. The case is closed.